This shouldn't have been a tough July for consumers. We had an interest rate cut, the petrol price dropped by 96 cents, and inflation figures show prices are at a tolerable 4.5%. So why do we feel the cost of living has become unbearable? For many, the real price increases are not on the shelf, but closer to home. Look to your utility bill to find out how you are really coping. Since 2009, water tariffs are up 137%. And while you fix a cup of tea, consider that electricity prices have surged 188% in the last decade. One economist says, unlike in-store items, the consumer has no choice with these services.
That's the type of choice that many households are facing. They've got no alternative to Eskom, to the water, to the petrol. They've got to consume those items. And unfortunately, those areas of consumer spending, the prices have been going up at a very rapid pace now for a number of years. So over successive years, they've drained more and more money from their household income.
Even financial experts are not immune to the utility squeeze. Investment associate Yanga Nozibele, in her advice for Savings Month, describes how rental and utility costs forced her to downscale.
So that's when I decided, you know what, I've been living in this place and I've been paying such expensive rent. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, if it means moving to a room 3 times as small as where I'm currently living, so be it. It's a change I wasn't comfortable making, but it had to be done because I had to actually see some change in my life.
But there are worries that many consumers are borrowing their way out of trouble. With their credit piling up, utility costs are biting. So what's the link between what you pay for electricity and water and the way SOEs are run? Well, dysfunctional state-owned companies will ultimately impact on the tariffs you pay.
So imagine that electricity was going up more like 4 or 5%. The consumer could afford that, which means the consumer would then have more money available to spend on other items, including books, etc. And that would be a more healthy mix of how the consumer spends their money.
And if that spending injects more money to retailers and businesses, more opportunities are created for much-needed jobs. There's no doubt, then, that SOEs are holding back the country's economy. Devan Murugan, Johannesburg.